Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. This is going to be our first year making some videos.
Yeah.
You've probably seen me if you've watched 18 fishing videos. Grant and I are good buddies and fish a lot together, so I'm in quite a bit of his videos. Anyways, I figured I'd start out with a little rod and reel arsenal to start, I guess, the season. Still got a long way to go considering it's winter and up here in Canada. Bass doesn't open until June for us. Hey?
I don't bass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't
anyways,
bass.
I'll start with my flipping setups and we'll work through my moving baits and then my spinning stuff. So anyways, so first up, we have a favorite 7.6 heavy. I got it paired with a Corrado K 8-to-5 gear ratio. This is my heavy flipping setup, so anything 3/4 ounce and heavier, this is what I use. Picked it up while I was down in the States. Read good reviews about Favorite, and I wanted to give them a go. And so far, I'm very impressed with it. Everything about the reel, the feel, everything's great. So my second rod that I use for pitching and flipping is a 7.6 Mojo. Medium heavy with another 8-to-5 Corrado K. These rods work flawlessly. If you're looking for, a medium line rod, or price point, I guess you could say. I think they're just under $200 up here. They work awesome. I actually caught my personal best, which was a 617 on this. Setup, and I got nothing bad to say about these. Next rod is a 7.6 X-Age. It's a heavy action. I use this for flipping jigs into laydowns, rock piles, stuff like that. Another Corrado K again. I run fluorocarbon on this setup. 20 pound or 17 pound. And another jig rod that I run is another 7.6 Mojo paired with a Revo STX. I use braid on this setup, and this is typically for flipping deeper weed or flipping mats or whatever if they seem to want a jig instead of a Texas rig. My dock skipping rod is another Mojo paired with a Corrado DC 8-to-5 gear ratio. It's a 7-foot medium heavy. I've really been playing with this setup a lot, bouncing between a heavy action rod, a medium action rod, all different reels. I'm still not sold yet on the DC, as I can't seem to dial it in as good as what I could skip with the Corrado K. Obviously, I have more playing around to do because you've seen the videos, they're unreal. I too have actually thrown something against the side of the house and not backlashed with it, so I know it's just fine tuning. Next rod is my frog setup. I'm running a 7.4 heavy Bass X. Well, clearly this reel is not set up for it, but this is my frogging reel. It's a Lose Tournament MB 7-to-5 gear ratio. Normally run it for 50 pound braid, and not much more to talk about a frog setup. Actually, it's something that I really want to fine tune this year. It's kind of a love-hate relationship with frogging. All my buddies seem to be able to get them on frog, and for whatever reason I can't put it into my moving bait setups. First up, chatterbaits. Absolutely love throwing chatterbaits. Anyways, they're on a 7'3" Abu Garcia Veracity paired with a Lose BB1 Pro 7-to-1 gear ratio. I'm throwing them on 17 pound fluoro, and as for my chatterbait selection, Z-Man seems to top the list, especially the jackhammers. The next is for swim jigs. I'm also throwing them on another 7.3 Veracity Abu. Also paired with a 7-to-1 gear ratio. Lose BB1 Pro. I throw swim jigs on 20 pound fluoro. Played a lot with these also, between heavy action rods, medium heavy, and I'm just more confident throwing them on a medium heavy than a heavy. The bait I grew up throwing for a majority of my life is spinner baits. I played around with tons of different rods, reels, gear ratios, lines, everything. And this has been my all-time favorite combo that I've been able to put together for spinner baits. It's a 6'9" medium heavy Abu Garcia Veracity paired with a Lew's BB1 Pro and 15-pound fluorocarbon. Just this rod and reel just seemed to work so well together. Super lightweight, and yeah, just a go-to every time that I'm out on the water. Next up is a crankbait rod. Another Mojo Bass, 7-foot, medium heavy, paired with another Shimano Corrado K, 6'2" gear ratio, 12-pound fluorocarbon. Last year, the goal was to do a lot more cranking, and I kind of fell back on this setup. This is actually majority of the time what I use for my square bells, but it seems to fit my all my cranking needs. I picked up a 7.3 glass Ike rod, and I just couldn't get a good feel for the glass, I guess it is. I felt a lot more comfortable throwing the graphite again, and I did catch fish on the glass rod, but it just, I don't know, there was just something about throwing it on this rod. I've actually been thinking about changing this to my chatterbait rod, and giving that a go, as I've been reading a lot of guys are throwing their chatterbaits on glass rods. Next up, jerk baits. Love throwing jerk baits. I throw it on a 6'8" Mojo paired with a 7-to-1 gear ratio Revo STX. I throw it on 12-pound fluoro. I've also been playing with the the reel setup. I've also been throwing a Corrado 70. I just find that the Revo works better for me anyways with throwing the jerk baits. I feel that it fits my palm better. The wider, or I guess bigger spool. Top water. Throwing it on a 6'8" Crucial, paired with an Ardent Apex, 15-pound mono, and man, this setup right here, you can just bomb top waters. I like the mono more than braid because I get a little bit trigger happy, and as soon as I see a fish blow up, I set the hook. So having that little bit of stretch, that little bit of delay definitely helps me, as well as you're not picking your braid out of your treble hooks. Now we're into spinning. I know we all joke about throwing wacky and Senkos and everything, but man, we all know that they work. So my wacky setup is a 7-foot favorite, paired with a Stratic CI4 Plus 3000, 10-pound power pole braid, and I run a leader on it. Varies, but typically 12-pound fluoro leader. Next is my tube setup. I kind of use this for my all-around setup. It's a 7-1 medium Mojo paired with a 2500 Shimano Nasi. 15-pound braid to various fluoro leaders. But this is this is typically what I use for my tube setup. Now my drop shot setup, another Mojo 610 medium light. I'm actually going to use this setup also for hair jigs. That's something I really want to focus on this year. And until I get pretty familiar with them and spending money on another combo. But anyways, another 10-pound braid to 6 or 8-pound fluoro, depending. Another Shimano Nasi 2500. For the money, you cannot beat these reels. I mean, I got some Stratics, and these things aren't far off. And last but not least, my Ned rig setup. For anybody that knows me, this is my go-to. It doesn't matter if I'm having a terrible day, I pick up a Ned rig, I'll find something. Won a tournament this year, strictly throwing a Ned rig. No matter what, every time I go out, I'm throwing a Ned rig. The first day that Grant from A-Team Fishing and I cracked our first 20-pound bag, Ned rigs were a big part of that. And yeah, this setup is just unreal for Ned rigs. So I'm throwing a 7.1 medium gloomis NRX with a 2500 Stradic CI4 Plus. 10-pound fluoro, 10-pound braid, 8-pound fluoro, and just this setup is unreal. Well, Bryce is back, but that's it for all my setups. Leave some comments below. I know this probably isn't the best video you've ever seen. Hopefully they get better as the season goes on. But yeah, let me know some of your setups or some things you think I should change up, and I'll try it out. I'm always open to new things and trying to find rods, reels, line, everything, whatever can work, make everything work better, give the lures more action. Yeah. Anyways, stay tuned for some more videos, and yeah, I apologize. This probably isn't the best video, but we'll get better. Anyways, talk to you. Bye.